In July 1979, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, whose office is located in Geneva, Switzerland, organized an international conference, invited all countries to participate on the boat people refugees. Now, of course, all the countries from the communist bloc, the Soviet Union, Eastern Europe, China, other communist countries, Laos, of course, Vietnam, all would be there, but none of them supportive of this. They thought the refugee program was a political assault on Vietnam. Other countries from the West or those who are more neutral in the middle would all be there. And so the conference was held, and the High Commissioner for Refugees would give a presentation about the issue and the problem and how many people had escaped and how many were now all over Southeast Asia in camps being held, but with no place to go. The U.S. sent an official delegation, and both Governor Brendan Byrne and Governor Bob Ray were named members of the delegation. They would fly to Geneva. I would go with Governor Ray, and we would arrive. It was in mid-July, around, we got there on July 19th, and the conference was on the 20th and 21st. And there in the hotel, Dick Holbrooke is there, Governor Ray is there. I introduced the two of them together. Here are the two proponents of refugees, and what Holbrooke had not been able to do, remarkably, by my going to Iowa, I had played this central role in shaping the response that the state made, and it was through Governor Ray that the U.S. was there, led by Vice President Walter Mondale, very high level. Mondale, so there, as in the UN, you take turns alphabetically getting up to speak, and many delegations got up to speak and talked about how sad it was, the plight of the boat people, how they were suffering. Didn't want that to happen. The Soviet bloc, of course, just dismissed this and said this is a political attack, politically motivated. Philippines and their foreign minister get up and say, Philippines is prepared to play a part. We offer the Philippines and camps we have there to be a staging area where all the boat people could be brought, waiting for any countries to accept them. So that received warm applause, first positive thing. So we get through the alphabet almost to the end when the United States, starts with U, we're at the end, Walter Mondale speaks. And Mondale gets up and tells the story of the ship St. Louis, filled with Jewish refugees from Germany during the 1938-39 outbreak of World War II, Nazism and anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish pogroms taking place across Europe, and a boat filled with refugees from Germany had escaped Europe, sailed to the Americas, landed at Cuba, turned away, pushed back out to sea almost, comes and tries to land in the United States, and even in the United States, turned away. Returned to Europe, where those who were seeking refuge, those would-be refugees, go back to a fate which for many of them included being murdered in the Holocaust. And Mondale says, never again, we must never have this happen again. And as a result, the United States will accept 168,000 new refugees a year, 14,000 a month. President Carter is sending the U.S. Navy into the South China Sea to pick up and rescue the boat people, refugees. America is reopening its doors. And suddenly, there is a spontaneous standing ovation from all the UN delegates, except for the communist bloc, standing and cheering for America's humanitarian leadership. And as Mondale walks from the podium and the dais back to where our delegation is sitting, and Governor Ray gets up and goes down the aisle to meet him and reaches out and shakes his hand, and I hear Governor Ray say, "This is one of the proudest moments of my life as an American." America getting a standing ovation for its humanitarian leadership all resulted from the governor of Iowa, Governor Bob Ray, being the first and only governing official in the world to say he would double the number of refugees Iowa had already accepted if the president would only reopen our doors. Those doors stayed open, and over the next decade or more, over 1 million Vietnamese, Cambodian refugees came to the United States and are living here today. Their children are highly productive members of our society and very, very proud Americans. It was a stunning moment that had happened part only because I had taken what I thought was a wrong turn to go to Iowa from Holbrook's office, but I had found the right road.